Now, this March will mark 2 years since the Wanted's Tom Parker died after being diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumour. Since his death, his wife Kelsey has been navigating grief whilst raising their 2 young children, and she's documented her experience in her book, With and Without You. Kelsey joins us now alongside relationship expert Paul Carrick-Brunson. It's lovely to have you both here. Thank you so much. Kelsey, you know, it's never easy, and they say time's a healer, all of those things. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. How are you all doing? Certainly Christmas is always a very difficult time for anyone that's suffered loss, particularly with 2 small children. Yeah. How did it go? How did you manage it?
Christmas was really hard this year. The first year, I think I had put a barrier up, and I think I was in like a bit of a bubble and...
Shock still, I guess?
Yeah, I was in shock, and... Yeah, this year hit me really hard. It was so much harder. So I booked to go on holiday on Boxing Day, and I just went with the kids and my family, and it was the best thing I could have done, really.
Yeah, just changing the norm, I suppose, and creating new...
And Tom loved Christmas. So I think for us, and you know, my kids are 3 and 4, they're getting to know what Christmas is, and Aurelia was actually a little bit, like, scared this year. She was like, what if I hear him say ho, ho, ho? And she wanted to get in bed with me, and it's things like that, because Tom would have really loved that about her. So, you know, everything's just bittersweet. I always talk about bittersweet, and that is, I feel like my life for the last 2 years has been so bittersweet.
Yeah. And you say we're talking, and you've been incredibly good at speaking up, and I'm sure you have your moments where you don't want to, but you have managed to share a lot of your grieving story as you've described it before, Kelsey, and you found a great sort of positivity out of that, and I think it's been quite cathartic. Certainly right in the book you felt better with every page that you wrote.
Yeah, the book was therapy for me. It's the best thing I could have done. I needed it to come to terms with everything that had happened to me. And, you know, even when Tom got ill, it was like, what do? We were the positive Parkers, and we pushed through it, and every day we were up, we were doing stuff, and we were proactive. And I think I was on the go. I was researching at like till 3 o'clock in the morning, going to bed, getting up with my kids. I don't know how I actually did it, but writing the book was a reflection for me too, and also for me to reflect on the time that me and Tom had together and how we were best friends, soulmates, and, you know, just everything. And what we achieved together.
Yeah.
Like, we achieved so much in 13 years.
Absolutely, and 2 beautiful children and everything else. But you did explain to your Instagram followers earlier this month that you felt now was the time to take the wedding ring off. And it's a very difficult decision, and I'll ask your opinion just a second, Paul, because it's a very personal decision.
Yes.
Why did you feel like maybe now was the time?
I just think, for me, I don't actually know. I just felt this year was the time that I needed to take the wedding ring off and to, you know... I am married to Tom, but not in this lifetime. He's not here. He's not here anymore, is he? So I'm not actually married to anyone, and it just felt that I needed to... I don't know, I'm looking down at it, I'm remembering the happy times we had, but then also that he's not here with me. So, I don't know, I feel like I'm a lot clearer this year, and I need to focus on myself and my children and just moving forward. And I feel like taking that off is a symbol, but it needs to be in a box now. And
Yeah, and that will resonate, I'm sure, with so many people, Paul, going through a similar situation as Kelsey, because it is, like I said, it's a very personal decision, and it's very difficult to navigate your way with through the next phase of life. How does that look? How do you approach it? And yeah, and that's actually very brave of you to explain it the way you did.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you have faced some backlash and some trolling, but I want to say that Kelsey is the perfect example of how you move through grief and how you do it in an emotionally healthy way. You know, what's interesting about the ring is that a lot of people say the ring is love. And that's the reason why you don't want to take it off. Never take it off. But you know what? The ring is a symbol of love. And symbols, we assign our own meaning to symbols based on culture, based on our personal experiences. Some people keep the ring on forever, right? Some people remove it immediately. You decide. It is a personal opinion, and that's exactly what you've done. And for that, I applaud you.
And that's what I loved reading the comments when I did share that with everyone, that everyone's journey is so different. Yes. You know, some people did take it off straight away, and I was like, oh, I couldn't have done it. Because actually Tom when he was in the hospice, he placed his wedding ring on my finger. So for me, I felt like, oh, I've got to keep it on. But now's the time. It just feels right for me, and I don't know what it is. And with me, I just go with what's right for me.
Yes, and that's how you honor yourself, by honoring your feelings, and that's exactly what you've done.
And again, there's no time frame, is there, Paul, in terms of even moving on? I mean, you are open to, like I say, this next phase, potentially finding love again, Kelsey. You're not shutting any doors at this point at all. You don't know what you want, really. It's just you're taking
Also,
it day by day. But
I'm 33. Like, I had such an amazing relationship with Tom, and we were together. I was 19 when I met him, and we had such an amazing bond. But I am 33, and I have 2 children.
And what advice would you give them, Paul, to someone feeling that way?
You know what's so interesting about this is that a lot of people say, okay, you move on, you move on. You don't move on from someone who you've loved. Never. You move on with. They stay with you. Their memories stay with you, and they help to guide you to find a new love, right? It'll be a different love, but a new love. One of the first things I say is you have to embrace your grief journey. And this is exactly what you've done. One of the best ways to do this is to journal or to write a book, right? And that's what you do, because that way you could experience all of those emotions. Another thing is to rediscover yourself, right? Finding new hobbies, new activities. That helps to identify who you are. And then you get a sense of self, and you need to bring that to your new relationship, because that's how you create boundaries.
And you know what? I do feel like I lost myself, because I became Tom's carer when he became ill. It was all about Tom. Then Tom passed away. Then who did it become about? My children.
Right.
And that's what I feel like this year, that I've got to put myself first.
Yes.
Like, it needs to be about me. I've given so much to the people I love, but I need to start loving myself a little bit more.
Yes, and then also honoring all of those emotions. So a big question comes up, and that is, okay, I'm on a date. Now what do I do? Do I talk about, right?
Yeah.
What do I do, right? And what I always say is that if you are thinking about it, that's a feeling. Honor your feeling by talking about it. That's how you honor yourself.
And actually then it's interesting, the person that you could potentially be on the date with, how they manage what you've been through. You know, if you're suddenly on a date with someone who is a widow, how they make you feel comfortable in their company, because you would want to make you feel that you can talk about Tom and that it is a comfortable place to do that. Yes. So it takes a special person as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does. It takes a person. So the person that you are going to be with next is going to be a person who's sensitive, but most importantly, emotionally open, because they need to be able to be vulnerable, share their emotions in order for you to feel safe to share yours. And
we're talking about being busy and finding a new version of you, Kelsey, which you have done. I mean, you're incredibly busy. You're teaching. You're very spiritual.
Yeah.
You've got your holistic retreats. You've got lots going on right now, which I guess is just a blessing. It's been a wonderful distraction and a way to get yourself back on
a distraction,
track.
But I'm loving everything I'm doing, and I feel like Tom has given me these opportunities, and I feel like I need to seize every opportunity. And you said to me, "You're so busy," but everything I do, like coming on here, talking to you, like, I'm loving everything that I'm doing. I'm seizing every opportunity, and why not? Because Tom has taught us you have one life.
Yes.
You have to live it to the full.
And you want your children to see that.
Yeah.
They want,
and I want them to be proud
see the
of me.
best version of you, if possible, you know, in amongst the sadness that, of course, you've all felt. Kelsey, you are remarkable. The book With and Without You was out last September, and it's just a very honest account of your life, really, and what the special bond that you had with Tom. Like you say, he was your soulmate, and that never ever disappears, Paul.
Never whatsoever. He will be with you forever, and he will help to guide you to find a different love.
And I do feel him with me all the time.
Yes.
And the kids, like, I do feel his presence with me.
Yeah, as it should be. Thank you so much, Kelsey.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck with everything. Thank you very much, Paul.
Thank
Your words
you.
of wisdom, as always. Coming up after the break with Michelle Keegan's Coates stealing the show in Netflix's Fool Me Once. Joe's showing us how to get the look on the high street for a fraction of the price. And teaming up with Graham Norton for the new game show that tests your ability to keep a straight face. Ashling B is here next.
Making your morning a moment from the madness. Nescafe Original proudly sponsors Lorraine.
How will you, Big Garden Birdwatch?
I'll be looking out for the early bird.
I'll be in the warm.
Watching nature, wherever I find it.
I do mine with blue molds.
In watercolour.
With bird cakes.
For the birds.
For the love of nature.
For the next generation.
So why not take part in this year's Big Garden Bird Watch to build a picture of how birds are faring across the UK?
Take action for birds and help us understand how things are changing.
I spy blue tits!
Take part with 500,000 nature lovers between the 26th and 28th of January.
For your free guide, call 0800 473 0258.
Text BIRD to 81066 or search Birdwatch 24.
Together, let's make it count.
What makes a trip unforgettable? You'll know it when you feel it. Make memories with Get Your Guide. Unforgettable travel experiences.
Popworks. They just work. Crunchy. That works. Puffy. That works too. Ooh, and tasty. Now that really works. And never fried. Popworks. They just work.
A moment of calm. Brought to you by Twinings. Alive in every drop.
I woke up this morning so fresh and brand new.
Come to Holland & Barrett to get your year off to a glowing start with expertly formulated products to support your immunity, energy, digestive health and more.
Set the tone with your little ones and start good daily habits together. Halib Orange vitamins have been helping kids shine for nearly 90 years, and we have a range for adults too, filled with essential nutrients so you can lead by example. Set up your family's defences and provide immune support, keeping on top of your family's health and well-being from one day to the next. Start a healthy habit together. One for you and one for me. And now introducing the new Halib Orange Big Multi. Bigger value from Halib Orange.
With extra savings in the DFS winter sale, now's the time to find the right thing for you. The San Antonio does luxurious leather, the Harlan does the mid-century thing, and the Newbury helps you kick back for £999. Hurry though, these extra savings end Wednesday. DFS, what's your thing?
A moment before the madness.
Do you mind? I've still got half a cup.
I'm walking on
Nescafe Original proudly sponsors Lorraine.
Welcome back. That is supermodel Marie Helven, who at the age of 71 has been revealed as the new face of Blue Bella Lingerie's Valentine's campaign for 2024. 71. Yes. Fantastic. The campaign is her first since she underwent a mastectomy in 2022 to treat breast cancer. Fantastic stuff. I'm very excited. Ashling B is here in just a moment.
Chill out, Christine. I'm just a person.
I know, no, I just can't contain myself.
Just a normal lady.
I'm trying to act really cool. Anyway, we're very excited to have her here. Now, my next guest is a comedian, a writer, an actress. You'll know her, of course, from Taskmaster and QI, as well as dramas like This Way Up and Living With Yourself, alongside Paul Rudd. Today, though, Ashling B is back with her new show, Last One Laughing Ireland, where there's just one rule. Don't laugh.
Uh-oh.
It's Defo on now.
No friendly handshakes.
I'll laugh at that later, because that's a kind thing to do. Because I'm coming to stab them in the back. What's happening? Heart is low. Ha! Wow. As a lonely woman.
That was not helpful either.
It was like he was birthed in a circus.
It's gone insane now.
This could change everything.
double John or Edward.
What's the matter, kiddies? Cat got your tongue?
Come on, that's funny.
You see, the problem is it is funny.
Yes.
But you're not allowed to laugh. So there's two jobs for you. You have to make the others laugh.
And not laugh
but
or
you're
smile
not
yourself.
Or smile or snigger, anything at all.
Nothing at all.
Or you're out of the game. And that's basically it, isn't it?
That's basically it. And you're kind of like, oh, how will this be entertaining? But I cannot. It's funny, when I remember recording the show, because we were in there for 8 hours, like a sort of science experiment.
It's Big Brother-esque, isn't it?
It is,
it's cameras everywhere.
And I watch so much reality TV, and it won't be a spoiler, but like I'm the first one in. And I did think to myself, oh no, am I suddenly on like below deck? Like what have I signed up to here? And then when everyone started coming in, you do get an insight on, it's not reality TV, it's very much a comedy show, but you do get an insight as to how many of those shows you do forget the cameras are there. And when you hear people talking like that on Love Island or, you know, Real Housewives, you're like, how could you forget? But suddenly, like by the end of this, we were all absolutely hammered. And all of us were like, God, what did we say by the end of that? Those 8 hours.
The anxiety kicks in afterwards.
Yeah, but it's a surprisingly fun premise. Like when I remember recording it, with the bits I do remember, I actually remember having a really good laugh. But we don't smile or laugh.
Yeah, not allowed to. There's a yellow card system and a red card.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of money at stake here for your chosen charities.
Exactly. So you're playing for your charity, so it means that you don't want to like sack it off and just go ha ha ha, like you're playing for something serious. So that kind of keeps you going. But it's funny how silly it gets, and I think people will see a lot more. There's other versions of it. There's one in Canada, there's one in Sweden, and this one's the first Irish version with all Irish comedians and obviously lovely Graham hosting. And I think you'll get to see a lot more of what it's like for comedians backstage. It falls a lot more into that sort of like how you make your friends laugh.
Yes.
Because we're not playing for the audience. We're playing for each other to try and make them laugh. And if you try and do bits that you think people at home might want, it doesn't work because we can all sniff that out really quickly.
And you knew quite a few of them, so I don't know if that helps or hinders.
It hinders, totally hinders. For 2 reasons. First of all, you always find your friends funnier and they know how to get you. And second of all, what I was worried about was you don't want to leave someone hanging. There's nothing worse. Like if you made a joke now and I sat there and went, you'd feel so awful. You'd go home and think about it for the rest of your life. So in this, I was afraid I'd naturally laugh at a friend because I wanted to support them. So that's the kind of 2 ways you can sort of get.
It's painful. It's something that's painful to watch because it's painfully funny.
Yes,
you know?
yeah, exactly. But I actually had such a laugh not laughing. I had such a laugh doing this, which I didn't expect. I sort of maybe expected it to go and feel like a kind of day at work, and it didn't. It honestly felt like I was back in secondary school, messing with friends and not wanting to get in trouble with the head nun who was Graham Norton.
Yeah, Graham is a head nun.
Because
he's overseeing everything on lots of different screens, so he's pulling you up if you misbehave and giggle.
And an alarm goes off, like this big alarm goes off, and he comes in and goes, well, and he'll like put it up on screen, and you're all sitting there going, was it me? Did I do it? I don't know. You did it. You're in trouble now. It's not me. And they show you, and then you see yourself wobbling around on this screen like CCTV, and it's kind of it's a bit mad.
It's not like you can do a lot of prep for a show like that.
No,
either,
exactly.
You know?
The bits that you prep and you think that might make someone laugh don't even make, like you've sort of maybe 9 ideas going in and you might get out 1, but the rest is all silliness and reacting. So it's very playful. So the whole thing felt like a day of play.
Of play, yeah. It sounds pretty perfect. It's so funny. I got to watch one last night. It's so good. Last one, Laughing Ireland. It's out today, of course, on Prime Video. You've so much else going on as well, obviously, Ashling. There's a new Channel 4 drama coming up.
Yes.
Alice and Jack.
Alice and Jack, yeah. And that's very different to Last Word Laughing. It's a love drama set with Andrea Riseborough and Donal Gleeson, another lovely, brilliant Irish person. And it's set over the course of 12 years of them sort of getting together and coming together. And I played Donal's wife, and it's a sort of beautiful, they're incredible, the two of them. And I also had a ball making that. It's just a gorgeous show. So that'll be out soon on Channel 4.
Yeah, you've got this incredible balance and mix now of stuff that you do. Like, it is brilliant, actually. Like, I loved you with Ramesh in Avoidance. I love Ramesh anyway.
Yeah, Ramesh.
And that was a great pairing as well. I know you really enjoyed that.
I loved working with Ram. Ram and I have been friends for years, so yeah, the new series will be out of Avoidance soon. Yeah, it's nice, actually. I think if you only do one thing, it sort of gets to fill up all different. I presume it's the same with like presenting and stuff like that. Like to be able to jump between different subject matters means you're sort of filling out the whole.
I was talking about measles 10 minutes ago. You know,
Yeah,
this is
exactly. And now moving on to measles, what could be more natural? Ashling B. But it is that being able to like discover the whole sort of sides of your interests and different things you like doing, and trying like with something like Last One Laughing. That's very me as a person, and then it's lovely to get to go to work and become someone totally different with different emotions and feelings, and that's what it feels like. Again, your dress-up box like you were a kid.
Yeah, well, it's because you're so brilliant, Ashling, and like I say, it's...
Christine, I'll give you my $5 at the end.
I know, it's absolutely... I just can't help it, but I mean it, so, you know, it's all good. Like we say, Last One Laughing, Graham's really good in it as well, isn't it?
Brilliant. Oh, I think he's...
It's back to his old form, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, he is servicing, so to speak, so many people on his show where he's helping them come out of themselves. You know, and he's so incredible at that. And what I loved was seeing Graham at home with Irish comedians, not having to do that. He got to be as silly as he wanted, and he's so joyful in his own show. But this is really Graham, I think, at his best as well. He's amazing.
I couldn't agree more. It's all out today on Prime. Honestly, go watch it. It's properly funny. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Ashling,
so much.
So good to see you.
Bye now, Christine. And shout out to everyone in Newton Arts as well.
Thank you very much. That's where I come from. I can't believe she actually knows where it is. That's so funny. Your Northern Irish is very good.
Thanks very much.
Very
Thanks.
Still to come before 10 o'clock.